तो लाज लागूनी तो ब्यूटी पार्लर खोली मीन्स तुझे शर्म नहीं आ रही तो ब्यूटी पार्लर खोलेगी. So the taboo with the industry was always there. Choosing a life partner is such a big decision in life. Please take time and please do your due diligence as to whom you're going to marry, because that's your entire life. I mean, nothing else matters. Most of the women they face, the problem is they're very alone. They don't know who is going to support them because they have to take care of family, and that is how God has intended us to be. We are the nurturers. We cannot get out of that role. You have to do it, right? I cannot expect my husband to be as nurturing for the house as I can be. So I'm there. I mean, that's given. But he has supported big time wherever I needed him, and that is what the game changer was. Every parent who has a girl child, before they teach her how to make tea, they should teach her in life you have to be financially independent. There's this taboo associated with girls that girls are gossipers, girls are, backbiters, they don't support each other, girls are not good friends, men are more cool, women are more emotional. I mean, I'm tired of hearing all those things where we worship women as a mother, as a goddess. Woman is a nurturer, she's everything that we know about. And then again, people talk about the negative remarks, which is not right. So when you start working and when you create your own identity, these remarks will automatically fade. Be very clear, women, all the girls out there, be very clear what you want to be in life and what you want to do in life. Don't depend on your parents or on your husband for your livelihood, right? It's a combination. When it comes to running a family, both are equal partners.
Let's dive into the life of Sukirti Patnaaik, the founder of Indulge. An amazing entrepreneur who started her journey by leaving a high-paying job. It's not easy, but she did it. हम सब बोलते हैं कि एक आदमी के सक्सेस के पीछे एक औरत के हाथ होती है, and she is the one whose husband is a bigger part of her life and her business and what she is doing. We talked about marriage, we talked about life, we talked about women empowerment, we talked about growth, we talked about business, we talked about entrepreneurship and a lot more. This is an episode I feel everyone should watch. If you are struggling to take career decisions, to grow in entrepreneurship, to live a good and happy life, you should learn something from her. And this episode is going to give you very powerful messages. Stay tuned. Before we start this episode, I want to say thank you so much from bottom of my heart for being here. अगर आप यहाँ पे आप फर्स्ट टाइम आए हैं and आपको हमारे पॉडकास्ट अच्छा लगे, then kindly do follow the JRS Show. And it will help me to reach more and more people, impact more and more lives, and more than this, I can bring more and more people to my show to inspire you, to help you create a better life. Thank you so much, and let's begin the show. Sukirti Patnaaik, welcome to the JRS Show.
Namaskar, thank you.
How are you doing? How is life?
Great, Joshna, and lovely. I feel really happy to be here on the show today.
It's my honor to have you here. We have been planning this. It's been so long, and it's finally happening, and I'm so happy about it. We'll start with your journey because my show is all about stories of people and the journey. We'll tap into different areas, but we'll start with how did you start? Why did you think of this beauty company or Indulge? Why did you think of this idea?
When I started, it was 15 years back. And there was this concept of beauty parlour then. No professional salons were there. So when my wedding happened, the makeup was a disaster. And I used to play a lot of tennis. So my skin always used to be, tanned. Yes. So my parents were very worried कि इतनी काली लड़की को शादी कौन करेगा. So they used to take me, to Delhi and everywhere, to salons, even to dermats. I've got laser done on my skin. So, what actually happened was rather than making it better, it damaged the skin more. So I felt it because I feel, I am a very empathetic person. So जो मेरे साथ हुआ किसी और के साथ ना हो. So वो interest अंदर ही अंदर था कि I want to create something where the skin and hair is properly taken care of and we don't misguide the client, we don't lie to the client, we don't cheat the client, and the outcome is really good. So that is what I always had in mind. And when I was working in London, I'm actually an engineer. I did my electronics engineer in Tumkur, SIT Tumkur, which is near Bangalore. And immediately in my third year itself, I got my placement last year. And I was, placed in London within a year of my job. Wow. So while doing my job in London, I also realized that I did have a passion for beauty, but nobody knew about it. So my husband is the one who actually caught that, yes, you are so passionate about this, why don't you, look at this as a career? Because
He's from also software industry.
yes, he is also from the IT industry. So he told me that please, think about it, because I always used to come home and crib ki, office was good. I was a very high performer, but there was no human connection. So 10, 12 hours with a laptop and always conference calls and laptops and team meetings. So I am more of a people person, right? So I didn't enjoy that work as much as I thought. And I decided, no, let me at least get some training done. And if I love it, then I'll quit my job. So I took a very bold decision and I quit my job while I was in London doing my job. And I did all my trainings in London and I was really good and I really enjoyed it. So I thought this is something what India will actually, need, what London has come to. And more than India, like my parents and a lot of people said, why are you opening in Odisha? Odisha 15 years back, they used to say it's a tribal place, don't go there. You start in Delhi or Bombay. I said, no, I'm a Odia. My state needs me and I need my state. I can't live without the food, I can't live without the people. So there was a gap in the market and I thought, no.
I think huge gap. 15 saal pehle, if you see, it's a huge gap.
Huge gap. We were the first unisex salon in true sense where men and women were given service in the same place. So before that, it was the men's section differently and women's section differently. But we got the family concept in, because when a kid is there, so he should not have to go with the mother or the father. So whenever there was people used to say ki my son, he's 10 years old, but he doesn't want to go ladies beauty parlor. So he has to go to with the father only. When father is busy, the mother cannot take him, right? So all these things were there. I thought, no, family salon is the right way to go. And that's where we started our first salon in Pal Heights. And the journey has been continuing.
That's amazing. From your journey, you have said so far, two things that is coming to my mind. One thing I want to ask you, quitting your job, where you're in a high-paying job, you're doing good, ऐसा नहीं कि आप काम अच्छे नहीं कर रहे थे, you were doing good, and then you thought of this business idea, and obviously training, then you came here. What was the pressure of that moment? I'm asking for all the people who are young people or entrepreneurs who wants to start their journey, but at the same time, the family, the money, the support, they all need. What do you want to share with them, and what was your mindset back then? And if you see the industry right now, what do you want to say?
Right. So I'm one of the first women entrepreneurs in the state who actually dared to do such a step. So now I can actually understand what people go through, because I have gone through all the problems that a new entrepreneur faces, especially a woman who is married and who is doing a job and whose parents belong to a very good background, and my father was an IS officer. So I still remember, I always tell this whenever I give my talks, that I remember this phrase when it says ki तते लाजा लागू नहीं तो ब्यूटी पार्लर खोली, मीन्स तुझे शर्म नहीं आ रही तो ब्यूटी पार्लर खोलेगी. So the taboo with the industry was always there 15 years back. So for all entrepreneurs out there, the message I want to say is, when you're about to start something new, the first people who will not support you is your family, because they're your biggest well-wisher. They want you to be happy in life, they want you to be settled in life, and they don't want you to take that risk, because life is tough, life is challenging. So the first step is, yes, you have to first, convince your family. That is the first step. Now, how to convince the family is through work, right? For entrepreneurs, we have so many dreamers in the world. Dreaming is a very good thing, hope is a good thing, but we need workers. So a dream is good, but please understand, put a plan, put a business plan, put your own training plan, get yourself skilled. So that is the second step. So first, convince your family, tell them, and they will be convinced if you are dedicated enough. Yeah. If you are not, and I have people who have said, I asked my father to invest in my business and unhone mana kar diya. Of course, because are you well equipped about,
Yeah, I was just saying unko pata nahi tha.
Correct. Yeah. So you have to first prove yourself. So I proved myself in the way that I was very serious with what I did. I did my trainings with my own salary money. In London, it's very expensive. I still remember when I was in London, I hired a lady, I still remember her name is Jolly, because she was my first employee on a short-term basis, that I gave her a form. go around all the whatever malls is there and whatever places you can find, go and do a small survey that what the beauty industry needs. The ladies, talk to them. So it all came ki I don't like the pedicure process, I don't like my skin is getting too tan after the facial, the threading is not good enough. So all the problem points came out there and I started addressing those while I was in London. So my preparation was spot on. Right? Yeah, I was researched, my preparation was spot on. And then I, came, and I'm an engineer. So I think every engineer is an automatic entrepreneur, right?
Like, why do you feel that?
I feel because the studies that we go through, the semesters that we go through, oh my God, it's very challenging. I mean, this big books that we go through. So analysis, your analytical skills, your logical skills, your problem solving skills, right? Those are the things that are actually, required in the real life. So that's something which really trained my brain to be attuned to such kind of things where problem solving came into me naturally, right? So in Infosys, Infosys was one of the best companies to work for. They train you in such a way that your brain works on the problem solving lines. And I think that was also a big, boost for me, as a person to grow in life. So that also helped a lot. So first thing is family, second thing is preparedness, third thing is finance. So dreaming is good, getting prepared is good, but the essence of every business, every startup is a good, healthy financial planning. So what happens, most of the entrepreneurs, there is data that almost 97% of startups fail in the first 3 years. It's very difficult to create a brand beyond that. So they fail because their financial planning is not good. Yeah, so that is something which every entrepreneur should look at. And lastly, consistency. So you will have problems in life. Please be consistent. Don't give up. And whatever it comes. See, I got married in 2007 and I started my, Indulge the entire thing in 2010 mid. So 4 years, right? So I didn't have kids. I also had this pressure from family ki why you don't have kids and you're, getting into all these things. So, and then before even my Pal Heights salon was ready, the construction was going on, I got pregnant. Right? So God's gift again. So I have, had a baby, taken care of the baby and my other baby which is Indulge. So I've worked very, very hard, extremely hard because as a mother, your child is your first priority every day. Right? So I've done that. I still remember I used to take the nanny, the feeding pillow and my baby every day to the salon. One room was blocked for the baby. I mean, she was very tiny then and, I used to feed her and work and put her to sleep and again work. So I've done all that. So without hard work, entrepreneurship is the toughest journey. But if you do it right, it is the most blissful journey you will have in life.
Today I was watching a video when you were sharing about this. I was watching a video, just came across in my feed about this thing that, you will have challenges.
Right.
God will throw you. There is a saying by Krishna that, you should always do your work without worrying about the result. Because, that is karmane vadikaras tuma phadeshu kadachana. That is going to happen. But any which way you have to pull yourself, do the consistent hard work as you have said. Every entrepreneur go through this journey and then they build the empire which is right now. Talking about the beauty industry, we started with this conversation which you said, what people say. I also believe 2001 is जब मैं पैदा हुई मतलब your marriage is 6 years after that मतलब मैं अपनी टाइम अगर मैं देखूं 2016-17 की बात तभी भी अगर ब्यूटी इंडस्ट्री की बात मैं करूं और स्पेशली पार्लर एंड ऑल like हाँ चुट्टी काटो जी hair cut and all that's thought and you came with that and you did this and thank you so much for sharing your inputs with all the people who wants to start their journey and everything. I want to ask you balancing marriage, kids, entrepreneurship, all of these things, any specific challenges that you want to bring out ki family and work both are the things and as you said this is your baby also this is your baby and you have to manage both of the things. What are the challenges you have faced and how did you overcome that?
I mean, challenges were many, but I think my destiny was here because I'm very extremely lucky and extremely fortunate that my in-laws, my husband, his parents, they're so supportive. I couldn't believe it. My mother-in-law, she feels so proud of me. I mean, from day one, she has been supportive. My husband, he quit his job to support me in this venture. So whenever I was busy, he used to keep the kids, the baby. I mean, I have 2 kids now, so with a 5 years gap, and both of them, I mean, we have never neglected our kids at any point of time. And, both of us have given time to them, and we have nurtured both Indulge and our kids. So I think it is more about sharing the responsibilities.
Yeah.
So the most of the women they face, the problem is they're very alone. They don't know who is going to support them because they have to take care of family, and that is how God has intended us to be. We are the nurturers. We cannot get out of that role. You have to do it, right? I cannot expect my husband to be, as nurturing for the house as I can be. So I'm there. I mean, that's given. But he has supported big time wherever I needed him, and that is what the game changer was. So for all the women out there who are watching this, I must say, I think, choosing a life partner is such a big decision in life. Please take time and please do your, due diligence as to whom you're going to marry, because that's your entire life. I mean, nothing else matters. Trust me, nothing else matters.
One
It's your
decision.
spouse. That one decision is such an important decision. And I have been very lucky, and yes, he has supported me. But yes, challenges has been many. I have had times when my kid had 104 temperature and I had a bridal makeup that time. So I was very hands-on when I started. Okay, now I don't do anything much because I have a huge team. But when I started, I used to do bridal makeup, I used to do facials because it is technical. If I don't do, how do I encourage my staff to do? Right? I still see people, they are like a boss and they say, no, I'll hire people to do the work, but I myself will not do. I've swept the floor, I've done billing, my husband has done billing, he has swept the floor. So every work, nothing is small or big. कुछ काम छोटा या बड़ा नहीं होता है. You have to do everything. So I have done all the work that you can imagine possible, right? And that experience has enriched me. So वो होता है कि मतलब लोग बोलते हैं कि bridal makeup है, ये है, and bridal makeup is that person's most important time. Now my kid has 104 temperature, right? So how do you do that? So those kind of moments I will never forget. So, I used to time it out in such a way that I give the medicine, the fever goes down, run, do the bridal makeup within 2 hours and come back. Okay. So, and my, husband used to be there that time at night, 2 o'clock, night 3 o'clock. I will not sleep. I don't sleep, but I'll do my work, come back, and then when the baby sleeps, I sleep. So I have done all the hard work possible, right? Otherwise, you cannot, there is no shortcut to success.
Yes, I do agree.
So, yeah, maybe some people, very few people may be very lucky that, they have a very great idea that works. But without putting in the effort, you cannot take it to the next level.
True. And talking about Indulge, like if the company and everything, I want to ask right now, if you see there are so many beauty
Oh, yes.
to stand out in the market, what are the things you are doing, or I'll ask you कि अगर कोई new भी आ रहे हैं in this industry, what do you think what is more helpful and how you are standing out? Because obviously yesterday when I was doing research and all, we all know what is Indulge is all about, right, if we are from Odisha. And also obviously outside का मुझे statistic नहीं पता, but Odisha की बात मुझे पता है. So that's what I'm asking कि how do you stand out in the market?
Correct. So it's a very beautiful question because 15 years back when even my friends used to say, I mean, why beauty parlor? You're such a, because I used to be a performer in school, right? So why beauty parlor? Why don't you do something else? Get into IT. IT is booming. Get into real estate. Real estate is booming. So because it was my passion, I got into it. But, and look at that. What a, we have been a trailblazer. We have been an inspiration that when Indulge was all alone, there was nothing around. Today, in every 100 meters, you see at least 5 salons. Yes. That is the condition right now that has happened. That so many people have gone into this business, but we were the trendsetter in the beginning, and now people, say if Sukirti ma'am can do, why not us? So they quote to their family, look at her, where she is, and why not we can also start something new. And we have also made a mantra in Indulge that I want to support the women who have a passion for beauty, but they need a platform. See, starting something from scratch is very difficult. But Indulge, now that we have put the processes and systems and staffing, HR, management, everything in place, training, everything in place, now we are doing a Indulge franchising. So through franchisees, Indulge is also growing, but we are also empowering a lot of women to get into entrepreneurship.
Creating opportunities also.
Yes, we do. So many housewives who have never worked in their life, with their kids going to school, with them having time, now they have opted to, own a franchisee of Indulge. So where they don't have to give 12, 14 hours a day, but they give 3-4 hours a day, and then they give time to the family also. So that is the kind of, balance that we have created, and we are there to support in the back. So with Indulge franchising, now that has expanded and that has become very popular with the women. And most of our, I think, other than barring maybe 2 franchisees, all our franchisees are owned by women.
So that's very empowering. Yes. If I ask you, any 2 to 3 specific points, if you want to share with all of us, that how Indulge is different from other salon and how you are standing it out.
Right. So I am a hardcore technical person, right? So when there's a restaurant and you have a chef who is running it, the chef understands the food you're going to cook, okay? Similarly, I am a technical person who understands each and every aspect of the services that we give, because at the end of it, it is skilling, right? So a haircut, a bridal makeup, a facial, a pedicure, any service that you do with a human being, there is a line of training that you have to go through. There's a technical specifications that you have to follow. You have to have the product knowledge, you have to have the machine knowledge. So all these things are very important. So that is, I think, the biggest differentiator when it comes to other brands, that a technical person is leading this brand, okay? So I take care of all the procedures, all the services myself, okay? Second thing is, I am very high on the trust for my clients. That is the biggest number one factor which we can't compromise on, right? So there are so many other services available in market which we don't do, okay? We say no because it may hamper the skin of the client or the hair of the client.
So it's not only taking care of the business, it's taking care of the person.
It is always the person first and then the business. Yeah. So, there's certain things, I will not name, but there was a lot of trend that comes into market, right? Sometimes there's hydrofacial, sometimes there's plex, there is something. So all these things that comes to the market, I do a thorough research on it. How will it impact the skin and hair? Because the entire tagline of Indulge is simplify beauty, spread confidence. It is not about, transformations or, overnight transformation. No. I am a big believer in God, and I feel God has given us 7 layers of skin. You need to protect your skin. You cannot go over exfoliating your skin, dermabrasion. I have gone through that. I have done peeling on me, I have done laser on me, I have done dermabrasion on me, which I know, going, a few months after that, the skin actually goes very bad if you're not taking care. So, I will not say it's not necessary. There are a lot of people who need it, of course, but I do not, in my salons, encourage any kind of, harsh treatments for the skin or hair, because we have teenagers coming in, we have people with matured skin coming in. So we are very optimal in our solutions. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason we have clients who are coming in since last 15 years. So imagine in a service industry, if a client comes and you burn their skin, you burn their hair, and there's something which is not right, mm-hmm. that client will never step in and he will tell 100 more clients ki Indulge ne ye kharab kar diya, right? So I'm very careful of that, ki we go in a very balanced way of approach to our services, where we don't do harsh peelings, we don't have harsh machines working on it. So all my staff are very well trained in that, कि कुछ भी हो जाए client का कुछ खराब नहीं होना चाहिए. जो मेरे साथ हुआ है during my beauty parlor stages, when I used to go to beauty parlors, I still remember my father took me to Delhi, and he said, I have 7 days, मेरी बेटी को गोरा कर दो, okay? And a very popular parlor during those days, they said, हाँ sir, हो जाएगा. And I was, I think, in class 12 that time, right? So imagine how young I was, and they did 7 facials on me on all 7 days. That's so bad, because you cannot do a facial, less than 28 days. You should not do. And rather, for a person who is like 15, 16 years old, you cannot do that. And they even applied something like the thermo herb, which is a very, it's meant for mature skin. It's not meant for people in the teenage, right?
It destroys your skin.
Yes, completely. I still have the open pores. I still have broken capillaries in my face, which nothing is able to fix. Okay. So I am very particular ki whatever we do, we will not do anything that screws up your skin in any way, right? So that is my first mantra. So that's the reason clients trust us ki whatever, because now clients are very educated. They know, and they also see that they do something, after a few days what happens to the skin. Instantly you may be looking very good. Even bleach, right? We don't allow bleach until unless it's really necessary for a client, and we take a sign from them. This is harmful, please understand, and then only we will do it, right? So we have that option, because some people do need it, but we don't do that, right?
Very beautifully pointed. And also, as you said, it's very important, because you said a lot of, obviously people are educated, but there are so many beauty things that we are not aware of.
Correct.
And we don't have that knowledge. But when we go to the parlor, we ask him what's the best thing. And sometimes it's like, obviously I have been experiencing this also, not everyone. Sometimes people talk about more based on price.
Correct.
And then either I have budget or I don't have budget, because I go for it. Then when it destroys my skin, or I see something happening after that, because obviously right now we'll not experience it, but then obviously trust to jata hai, but then your skin gets, मेरी स्क्रीन की प्रॉब्लम खुद की थी 2 साल तक, नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ एनी पार्लर एंड ऑल, बिकॉज ऑफ ऑब्वियसली ग्रोइंग एज, एंड देन सन से मुझे बहुत यूवी की वजह से बहुत सारी चीज़ें हो रहा था. सो 2 साल मेरा स्किन इतना, मैं तो डरावनी दिख रही थी, बहुत ही गंदा हो गया था. Now it's much better. With yoga, nutrition, I have cured by myself and all. But yes, your tagline you said very beautifully. I can totally connect, simplifying beauty.
Simplify beauty. Don't go overboard. When you said yoga and nutrition, a lot of people ask you, ma'am, आप कुछ tips दीजिए. First tip I give them: sleep well, eat well, exercise well. हाँ, आपके business से तो ये link नहीं है. I said my business is all about grooming. We make you presentable. We make you confident to face the world, so that you feel good about yourself. But don't go overboard. You are spending so much money. Aajkal, people spend so much. They have so many cosmetics in their home. They do so many things on themselves. Nahi chahiye. You rather give that money to poor people who need it, rather than wasting it, because it's not required. Nobody is a magician, right? It's not easy. So groom yourself. Maintain yourself. That is what
take care of your body, mind. Correct. And all of these things.
So that is Indulge. So we maintain you. We don't overpromise anything. So that is where the
tagline is very true. We're simplifying beauty and confidence. What was that line?
Spread confidence.
Yeah, yes. Because I feel like for me also, I get ready proper if I have to be presentable somewhere. Not because कि मैं ज़्यादा अच्छी दिखूँगी, या मुझे पता है कि मैं सब सुंदर होते हैं. जैसे you said, God's creativity. You just need to enhance that. That's why we go to parlor or any place. It's very beautiful. You pointed out the thing and the vision, the thought. Very good to know that. And also talking about INWC, you want to talk a little bit about that. What the role of this in women entrepreneurship, and what you are doing and representing there.
Okay, right. Like, yeah, INVEC is my baby. We started as a
Can
founder.
you tell the full form?
It's ICC Women Entrepreneurship, National Women Entrepreneurship Council, INVEC. So we started this 5 years back, but my tenure is over now. I'm not a part of INVEC, but yes, I'm a founder of INVEC, so that will always, be my baby. And during the time when there was no women organization actively for entrepreneurship, we started this 2019. Our chairperson Dulal sir was there. He was the pioneer in this. And I became the chairperson. Dr. Chidatmika Khatwa, she was a co-chair that time. And then Sukirti Patnaaik, she joined as a co-chair. So, we took a lot of women together and started this. We started first with 4-5 women. And then it went to 40 women, and then more than 100 women. So all were entrepreneurs. So very focused on entrepreneurship. And I think that's where a lot of people started, knowing me as a woman empowerment leader. And yeah, that was again my passion, my vision, that I wanted Odisha to come out and emerge as a, women entrepreneurship capital in India, because that's where somewhere we never were recognized, where, if women entrepreneurs are part of it or not. So that's what we started. We did the business mela, we did the fashion mela, we did a marathon. We've done a lot of events during my tenure.
Can you break it down or share some specific points? What exactly this organization contributes to women entrepreneurs?
So it is a platform where all the women entrepreneurs come together. Right now it is being chaired by Miss Sukirti Patnaaik, and she is doing an amazing work. And so I request all the women entrepreneurs to come and get associated, because they are a channel. Yeah, it's networking, and they are also a channel to connect you to the government. So there are a lot of government schemes that comes for women especially, which the common people don't know.
Yes.
So this is a platform they channelize. They do a lot of seminars and marketing seminars and events where they teach you about how to enhance your business, how to enhance your marketing skills, how to connect with the government,
collaborations, all of this,
everything. So this is the first one in entire Odisha actually, and now a lot of other women organizations are there. But yes, very proud that we are the first one to start this, and it's doing exceptionally well. And I, urge all the women to come and join this platform, because that will really help them boost their.
It will help all of us to connect, obviously, as we pointed out some points, lessons, learnings, collaborations, opportunity to tap into government, which is, whatever is coming. Also want to ask you here, any stories you remember, preferably when you were there, anything that you guys together create an impact, any women, any story if you want to share with all of us.
I mean, there's so many stories. I mean, it was such a proud moment when we decided that most of the women are in the fashion industry, because we are naturally inclined towards
creators also. If you see the social media and creators,
yes, they are also. So why not uplift the fashion industry also? And not only with that, we wanted to promote our Odisha handloom. So the Banarasi is very popular, Kanjivaram is very popular.
Sambalpuri.
Yes, Sambalpuri now. So we wanted to boost that part also, where we wanted to not only have saris based on Sambalpuri pattern and Odissi pattern and ikkat and everything, but we have jackets and everything. So we did the fashion mela, and Miss Sukirti Patnaaik, she actually helped to get Manish Malhotra to the event, which never happened in Odisha before. Not only that, he, for the first time in his entire life, he actually designed attire for us women entrepreneurs to walk the ramp. So he actually came to the ramp, on the stage, and he said, in my entire life, I have only designed, people walking the ramp for me were models, actors, and celebrities and everybody. But there's a first ramp show where we have women entrepreneurs walking, wearing my design. So he was so proud and so happy. And this was again, milestone for all, our core team members. All of us were together, and we all planned it meticulously, and we sent all the handloom clothes and everything, the material to him, and he designed the saris for us with jackets and everything, and it came out so well, and it was covered by Forbes as well. So these are the milestones that it's a memory for life, and we girls, we did it, and that, I think that was beautiful. If I remember, we were like, I think 8 of us, me, Tana Patnaik, Preeti Patnaik, Swati Kejriwal, Rima Didi, and Mona Lisa Ball, and Sophia Firdaus, she is now MLA. So, the team was so good, and we Nirupama Biswal. So all 8 of us, we were decked up in Manish Malhotra and walking the ramp in Odisha. And it was more than that, the pride was it was made out of Odisha handloom. So these memories, will always be remaining with us.
Also, talking about Manish Malhotra and all, I also thought of asking you, coming from Odisha, and obviously the moment you started your journey and where you are right now, how do you manage to bring so powerful personalities, not about only celebrities? I have seen your work and doing research. When I was doing research, talking about Sunny Leone came some days back, and I saw, I think, Malaika and other people. So how you are doing the branding work, or I'll say how you are bringing them. If you want to share with all of us, if people really want to build a brand and market, brand endorsement and all of these things, what do you want to say about it?
Correct. So yes, Malaika Arora was actually a part of an event called Odisha Queen, and it was completely organized by Mr. Ramesh Barik. He's a very popular producer. I was a part as the makeup, we did the entire makeup and styling for the people, and also I was a judge in that.
Yes,
so
yes,
Malaika
yes.
was a judge, I was a judge. There were like a lot of judges in the panel, and I was one of the judges there. So yes, we got associated because Indulge, we have more than 14, like we have more than, right now we have 21 salons, but we have 14 salons in Bhubaneswar. We are the only brand who can actually, get together all the makeup artists from all the 14 salons, and we can do more than 100 makeups at a time. So, imagine like doing 30 contestant makeups, 100 makeups in one day. How is it possible? So that is the, we have trained our staff accordingly. So they come very professionally, hair, makeup happening together within time bound. So we do a lot of events, and that's how we get associated with most of the events, because we are very well equipped to do the hair and makeup in a very short time with such a mass number of people, right? So that's one thing that helped. Regarding Sunny Leone, we met in Mumbai. So she has launched her makeup brand with Indulge. So they have launched with other brands in Delhi and Mumbai. But when they came to Odisha, their choice was Indulge. So that is again another pride moment
That
for us.
impact you have created, yes.
So it's not that we didn't. It was not a hired event. No, it was a collaboration where she launched the makeup products with Indulge, and beautiful products. Trust me, I don't introduce anything in Indulge if the quality is not good. So her makeup products are very affordable. It's it has hyaluronic acid, it has peptides. It's a very good brand that way, and it's doing very well, and that's the reason she came down and she launched her products here. And yes, I mean, it was a very good experience for all of us.
A beautiful line coming to my mind when you were sharing this. You started your journey with how you left your job, and you shared with all of us, and now people are coming to you. Nothing is more proud moment than this. And talking about women empowerment and you believing in that, helping them, what do you think about financial independence? Obviously right now we are in a growing age and people are getting into their, girls are flying. So what do you want to talk about the other people who are listening us and not getting this opportunity or struggling to get? About financial independence, the first thing. Second thing, when you get that, how you market yourself or stand out in the crowd and grow.
See, financial independence, every parent who has a girl child, before they teach her how to make tea, they should teach her in life you have to be financially independent.
So important.
So that is the mantra I'm telling you, because I have come across a lot of women who are not financially independent, and I've seen their struggles, and it is not right. It is not good, because just like a boy, when we groom a boy, you have to be strong, you have to be independent, you have to take care of the family,
yes.
You have to earn money. Exactly the same thing should apply, and even apply more to a girl child, because she will need it more in her life. Otherwise, it's a nightmare waiting to happen. So please understand, every parent here who is listening, every next generation parents who are coming up as parents, so please make your daughter very, very strong mentally and make them ambitious. When you have ambition in your life, you're not distracted by other things which don't matter, right? So there's this taboo associated with girls, that girls are gossipers, girls are backbiters, girls, they don't support each other, girls are not good friends, men are more cool, women are more emotional, more I'm tired of hearing all those things. But trust me, when you start working, right, all these things don't matter anymore. You don't have time for gossiping, for talking, for doing anything. You don't have time. So I believe it is more to do with what actually drives you in life as a passionate person, than doing living a life what your parents wanted you to live, or your husband wants you to live, or your in-laws want you to live. So be very clear, women, all the girls out there, be very clear what you want to be in life and what you want to do in life. Don't depend on your parents or on your husband for your livelihood, right? It's a combination. When it comes to running a family, both are equal partners. God has intended men to be more stronger physically, yes. There are certain things which men can do, which women can't. Women can do, men can't. So yes, the balance is important. But financial independence. Every lady should ideally have her own identity. Even if you earn 10,000 rupees a month, 5,000 rupees a month, anything, right? It will help, it will work, right? So that is what, and I want all these negative remarks to get out of the woman, the brand that has been created, where we worship woman as a mother, as a god, as a goddess. Woman is a nurturer. She's everything that we know about. And then again, people talk about the negative remarks, which is not right. So when you start working and when you create your own identity, these remarks will automatically fade away.
As you said, talking about women, actually men and women, they both are created in such a way. You said we are normally the nurturers. Right. This is our making. But at the same time, men are with some qualities. But talking about the other side of it, maybe it's gossip, maybe it's I meet so many entrepreneurs in my life because of I come to that space, and I have seen girls like who are flying, making crores and doing things. Right. No gossip happens.
Because you don't have time. Where will you gossip?
Yeah, we talk about business, we talk about how we can better human beings every single day. Exactly. So you come out of that world where you are living right now, where you feel the girls are gossiping and something else. Correct. You come out of there and you work on yourself and you see the world that's out there. Exactly.
So beautifully. It is about the time that you utilize. You put a man without any job, you just ask him to sit, he'll also start gossiping because he has time in his hand. Yes. We don't have time when we are starting working. Right. So that, when you started with, Krishna Vandana, and Krishna only says, work is worship. Yes. And karma karo, karma karte raho. Life has to be only about karma, nothing else. And I've realized it, that, when I work, I am in bliss. Few days I take off, I travel, I take a break, but again I want to come back. I can't just sit idle. So I think that is...
same here with me, same goes. If I'm working, I'm the most happy. Yes. I say that my first love is my work. Correct. When I was, coming from a low middle class family or whatever it is, the struggle I have seen, I always feel that my work is something, when I had no money in my bank account, my work is something that I really love. Right. And that's why maybe I'm doing what I'm doing and why I'm here. And I feel with every person, when you are consistent enough, we talked about this, your work is your worship. And when you really fall in love with that, exactly. I always say people, and podcasting is something, if I record one episode in a week, I'm like very happy because I'm a people person.
Yes.
It
gives you that high, isn't it?
Yes. And also talking with people like you who have actually seen life and seen the journey, business, whatever the side of it, I learn a lot, and मैंने as a person बहुत transform किया है. So I always believe that meet people, get inspired, meet people, get the hope. Talking about your life, you said you were a tennis player, you were into. I will ask you, as a sports person, how it impacted your life, if you want to share a few lessons from your sports career, and how it impacted in your business.
Right. So again, when I talked about women being financially independent, every child should have and should get into a sport. That should be like बोलते हैं ना पत्थर की लकीर in your life, कि तुम्हें ये अपने सारे बच्चों को किसी ना किसी स्पोर्ट्स में डालना है, because sports again mimics life, right? You fall down, you get up, you lose, you win, you work in a team, you work as an individual, and you make decision at that instant where you don't get time. So all these things, they mimic real life, right? Sports. And then it also instills ambition in you, right? So these things are so important that helps shape the entire life of yours. So sports is a complete, you cannot compromise. You have to put your kids in sports, even if they don't do great, even if they're mediocre. Please let them be on sports. Take mobile phones out of their hand. Take all those video games out of their hand. Video games are good. It helps you with your, mental enhancement but sometimes, right? And, but real life sports, okay, that's so, it helped me in every aspect of my life. When I was 6 years champion, reigning champion, Odisha women tennis circuit. I was 6-time champions. I represented my university from all India level. We went, I think, up to semi-finals that time. So, all this has happened, and I have been, very, very confident since I started, doing sports. So, that is the backbone of every individual. If you are getting into sports, that will shape your life in a completely different trajectory if you are not playing anything. But again, there are a lot of people who do not want to get into sports, so that is also fine. But they want to be artists, they want to be artistic, some people want to do modeling, those things are also fine. But choose a hobby which actually gives you that creative advantage where you can prove yourself in a positive way. So sports, maybe arts and craft, maybe any hobby that actually is productive in some way. So other than studies, this extracurricular activities is very important.
Amazing. Again, you explained why sports. I want to ask you, what do you think, being a sports person, the relationship of sports with life and the relationship, obviously you said about life, about entrepreneurship journey also I want to ask you. What lessons you have learned there that helped here particularly in?
Yes, so same thing. So once you get the taste of it, I was number one for 6 years. So once you get to number one, it's very
Beautifully,
difficult to go down. So I want to be number one in my salon industry. I want to be number one as a mother. I want to be number one in everything I do. So that thing gets into your blood, right? Yes, that is something you become ambitious, you become competitive. Second thing is again the problem solving skills. So when we have a very tough opponent, we try to understand, where is that person weak? Where am I going to put the ball? Where am I going to, wear her out? So you do the strategizing and everything in a very small amount of time. So your brain works in a very much better, different way. So the strategizing part is again important. And for business, advanced planning, right? So the planning part. So a good entrepreneur is somebody who can foresee the future. Any businessman, you have to have a foresight where after 5 years, after 2 years, even after 6 months, what's going to be. So how do you foresee the future? How do you have a good foresight? Similar thing applies in sports. So, when we start to play, we actually analyze the entire game. How do I make my game stronger? And, even if I lose today, how do I come back and again, do better? Yes. So these things all, yes.
And also, sports ke bare mein humne baat kiya. Also, your experience in Infosys, the lessons if you want to share from your corporate life, 3 lessons that impacted in your life and business and other places.
Right. So Infosys is process. So any CMM level 5 company you go, any Six Sigma people follow. So process is everything. So even in life, even in house, even in here, you have to break down everything that you do into smaller modules and you have to perfect every module. So that is called process, and you make it people independent, mostly people independent, so that you do not have a dependency on attrition. That that's a very big part of business, especially in salon industry. So I make sure that all the modules that we are doing service, it's very easy for my staff to understand. So I make training very, very strong, because Infosys was all about training. Even if you are in the highest levels, in your job, they send you for training every month. They retrain you, they retrain
How you
you
said, learn, unlearn, and
yes,
yeah,
you have to learn, unlearn again, relearn. Yeah. So all these things goes on, and my corporate experience helped me so much. And Infosys, I'm proud of that company. I mean, Narayan Murthy ji has given that gem to this country. That is where we, the entire the India's trajectory completely changed after IT boom, right? We started getting into the developing nation, and now very soon we will be the developed nation with the highest GDP coming up. So a lot of these things, that started with the IT revolution. So that helped me, incorporate those things. And today I see a lot of my Infosys friends have actually become entrepreneurs. So I think that is a very good proof that, when you have a corporate experience, that helps you. So a lot of, I wanted to, give this another message to a lot of kids these days. We don't want to study. We don't want to have education. We want to start something from our garage, just like Mark Zuckerberg, just like Bill Gates. So we don't want to have education anymore. I mean, there are few geniuses who have cracked it, but education and some corporate experience will take you a long way. When you don't have any work experience and you do a startup, it is very likely to fail unless you have very good mentors associated with you. Yeah. right? So experience that life a little bit, and then doing a startup is a much easier and better way to take your passion forward.
And also talking about, corporate life, you were there long back. Now, when I see my friends or hear my friends, they're very irritated with their corporate life. They're like, "Hey, it's so much pain. We don't get time for other things. It's so much work." What do you want to say about that?
Yes, I hear that a lot, and even I have cribbed about it that a lot of work and no time for myself. But now I realize that no, it is not right, because at the young age you have to work. If you don't work, what are you gaining? That is not the right thing. So when you have the time and you're young, you're not married, a lot of people they think, no, I want to travel, I want to see the world, but that is also fine, but please gain your work experience. That is so important. Yes, after a point when you are ready, you can look at something, because now that I'm an entrepreneur, I was thinking, I become my own boss, it will not be 10, 12 hours of work, but now it's 24 hours of work. Trust me, all entrepreneurs out there, even when you're sleeping, you're thinking about
What to do different.
Yes. So, and every day will be a new challenge for you. Every day will be problems. Every day something or the other will break. Something or the other will be very different from which you can't imagine. So you become a worker 24/7. But yes, you are your own boss. So that is something which will give you that satisfaction. But all the youngsters out there, you have to work. Corporate life is challenging, but it teaches you how to cope up with the work pressure. Okay, nothing comes easy, and especially in a country which is so high in population, it is cutthroat competition, right? Every other person is your competitor. So if you don't do, then you lose out in the big run. So yeah, don't get into the rat race if you are very matured and sorted. But to get that maturity, you have to run that rat race. So you gain that experience, you learn, and then you move forward.
And also, it's always about when you try, test, and explore, then you understand things. Right. As you said, you get the experience, then you go hands-on and see where you go.
Nothing trumps experience. Yeah. No textbook, no drawing room discussion, no mentor advice, nothing. Go work, start sweeping the floor and work. You have to start working. That's it.
It's completely true. Till the time, I'm from coaching industry. Till the time you don't take a webinar, you don't know the sales are going to come or not. We talk about it a lot. घर पे बैठ के तुम ये नहीं बोल सकते कि मैंने बहुत सीख लिया अब वेबिनार में सेल्स होगा. तुम जब जाते हो, then you understand people are connecting with you or not. So experience counts. And also I want to ask, मुझे पता नहीं आपको अब updated हो या नहीं अभी के. There is a line Narayan Murthy recently said, which is getting very viral, and people are trolling 70-hour work week.
Yeah.
Why I'm asking you this? Because you have done so much in your entrepreneurship journey. It's not about Narayan Murthy saying or someone else saying, but I want to ask you a 70-hour work week or 90-hour work week, because you being a founder, a lot of employees working under you, and you being a person who is doing multiple roles. As a woman or as a person, as an individual, you are running a business, you're handling your family, kids, and obviously being a boss. What's your perspective in this, and how do you manage your life?
See, my perspective is I think this is a very individual approach. When Narayan Murthy started his journey, the entire economy was in a different phase, right? But now, there's a lot of masses where, the parents are so well off. The kids really don't have to work. That is also a case. There are kids who are saying ki we are happy, eating 3 times a day and, not slogging too much, not too ambitious. That is also okay. That is also fine. There are people who want to pursue singing, acting careers, and they are struggling with that. And once they make it also, so it's a choice basically. Now the Gen Z has come, the Gen Z era has come. The millennials are fading out.
Millennials are fading out, and after some years, Gen Z is also going.
Then Alpha Beta will come. Yeah. So every generation has its own takeaway. But yes, Narayan Murthy is very right when you say that. That's what I was talking about. You have to slog in your early years. It depends on you. You slog doing something you love, or you slog out of compulsion,
pressure, or compulsion.
Yeah, because you do something which you don't love is not right. But doing something 12 hours which you do love is amazing. But yes,
That too anyways comes from inside.
yes, you have to put in that effort. There is no shortcut. That's what I'm telling you. That's exactly what Narayan Murthy is saying. For the country also to develop, if we don't put in the work, if people say, ki, no, I'm done. Say, for example, in my salon also, a client is coming, a mother with a child is coming, and little late ho gaya, she's got a call and she's outside in a call, and my staff will say, 9 baj gaye, main ghar ja raha hu. So that will not cut because even she has some issues. So we have to support her. And so my rule is if you go little later after 9 o'clock, you come late next day. So I'll compensate you there. So these all, checks and balances are important, but you have to work. And the biggest distraction these days is your mobile phone and, television with all the OTTs and everything.
Wi-Fi,
Keep
internet.
scrolling. How 1-2 hours goes, nobody knows. So that is another thing, and it's become very easy to pass your time with that. So people prefer the easy way out rather than slogging. So that will again create a bad impact in the economy, in the entire structure, how the businesses run, how the corporates run, even schools. If teachers don't stay in the school for 9 to 10 hours, they say ki nahi, we'll just come in for 3 hours or 4 hours. Will it work? No. Right? So you have to put in the effort. That's for them.
Yeah, very true. Like as you said, it's about everybody's perspective, how you do your work, how you see your life. And it's been so many years you have been working in job, in corporate, and also obviously business. Any experience that really touched you and you will never forget, that you want to share with all of us in your life?
Oh my God. I mean, like I said, my life has been a roller coaster. So many experiences, so many enriching experiences that I've had. And, lot of such memories are
Any
there.
specific moments you would love to share?
There's so many, I don't want to, categorize one better than the other, but I'll make it very simple. And, the one thing that has been constant throughout is me getting home to my family, to my kids, and, my husband. So that's one thing I want to say, that one thing that has been constant throughout all these events, so many eventful events, is that me, my husband, doing this together. I think that has been the highest point of everything that we have done. So when your spouse and you work together in one thing, and you discuss everything and you work together, I think that's a blissful state. It's a beautiful state. And that is the only takeaway I have, because every event is unique in its own way. I cannot just pinpoint that this is better, that is better. But at the end of it, being there with my husband and doing the work together, I think that takes away. Yeah. Even today when you were down, my husband, he came to drop me because my driver is, he's taken a leave today. So I could have come in Ola, but he said, no, I'll come and drop you. So that is the thing, that bonding, that love, that affection. I think that's beautiful, and that is constant throughout my entire journey.
Two things that is coming to my mind with this topic, which I was not prepared, but right now I feel it's very relevant to ask.
Right.
One thing is support and not getting the support. Obviously, you are blessed with it. So many people struggle with it. What you want to share with them, that's the first thing.
Yeah, I think that's a very pertinent questions about marriage. That's what you're talking about. And nowadays, with so many divorce cases, with so many suicides, with torture on both sides, not only the women but the men are also being tortured, and marriage has become an institution.
Now it's right now competition. They are,
and marriage has become an institution where the trust factor is going away. I know so many youngsters who are straight away saying, I'll never get married in life.
So many, the ratio is very high.
Yeah, I mean, everybody you talk to these days, especially the Gen Zs, I will never get married, is the thing that is coming, on. So if you ask me my personal opinion, this is something from my, experience. Everything, a balance is very important. And yes, marriage is tough. Okay, everybody goes through the ups and downs because you're two different personalities altogether, and more than personalities, it's the hormones, right? The hormones that a woman has, a man does not, and a man has, a woman does not. So the way we think, the way we react, the way we, want things is very different. So there has to be a clash. But again, when you talked about support, when my husband is coming to support me, I'm also there to support him. So that is where, I think the expectations of women, that needs to come down a bit. Yeah. So,
कि लड़का सब करेगा, like-
I don't know if all the women are going to get angry with me at this, but once I started doing work, okay, my respect for men has grown 1,000 times. You know why? Because I am seeing what they go through in the day to day. You know, when you're working, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with problems, and you come home, you're completely short-circuited. And then if you have to listen to your wife and your kids, and you know, sometimes I just shut off. I tell my husband, please, आप इनको रखो. I just want to just close my eyes and stay because I'm too exhausted, you know, dealing with the problems today. So my respect for men has gone way above. For my father, for my brother, I've seen them working, but now, you know, with marriage and with business and with work, right? The pressure that a person goes through, I'm not talking about man or woman, in that position, in a leadership role, any person, be a small hotel manager or a clerk or a IS officer or a minister or anybody, you know, they go through hell in that 9 to 10 hours work that they do. And when they come home, if it is, you know, another battle, it becomes too much. So my request to all women, when you know that your man is out there working, even if you're working good, you understand what it means. And if you're not, please support them, because it's very, very difficult to earn money. It's very difficult to continue growth in this competitive market. And it's very difficult to deal with people.
And also the way we are growing very fast and so many things are changing. Be it man, be it woman, when you work and you go through all these things and you come to home and you have to listen a lot, you're like, no, I cannot do this.
So yes, so for me, yes, marriage is very important. For all the Gen Zs who don't want to get married, you will regret. Get married, get the right person to marry, and the person and you know, raise kids who will want to get married, so that you become the right example as parents. You know, they feel, oh, my parents are happy, so I'll also be happy and I will get married. So that is your task for you now, that, you know, you raise kids who are happy in a good home, and all the women to support your husband when he's working outside and, you know, is coming back tired and a lot of, you know, pressure and everything, and all the men to support their ladies when they are down, when they need the right emotional support, when they are working, and, you know, they also. So that understanding is very, very important.
Both side of thing. It's like coin, both sides. Yeah.
Yes, and that starts at home. So the men, I mean, the previous generation, the men were actually, you know, completely they were running the show. The women were quite subdued. You know, we have seen our history. But now, you know, it's up to the parents to actually grow both the men, like the girl child and the boy child, similarly, so that they know how to treat the woman in their life.
Sure. Very true. And also talking about marriage and everything, it's be it marriage or be it relationship also, people are, you know, right now a lot of breakups, divorce, all of this, because we don't want to work. Why I'm asking you this, because you know, आपकी marriage इतने सालों की है, या जो भी experience है आपकी, obviously fight तो होता ही होगा, conflict होता है, आप एक बात बोलते हो दूसरा, because we both are different. What message you want to share with all of us when it comes to, you know, keeping a relationship alive for long, and obviously being in love, yeah, whatever.
Be busy. I think somewhere I saw कि आपके लिए शादी का मंत्र क्या है, इसको बंद कर लो. Somebody told, I'm not remembering that, कि, you know, keep your mouth shut. Don't react. And the moment you guys are busy in life, in your own passion which you love doing. So if a woman is doing something she loves doing and the man is doing something he loves doing, and you come back home, you're happy. And if you're not happy in your work, obviously it will percolate to your personal life. So if you both are busy in your own lives, you know, or together in one venture, that is, you know, the first mantra for a successful marriage. The moment either of you are not doing something which you love doing and you're doing out of compulsion, then, you know, it is bound to percolate into your marriage.
Focus on yourself mainly.
Yes, love yourself first. Automatically you love the other person. Take care of yourself first, and then you will automatically take care of the outside world.
Just addition to this question, when you work on one venture, yeah, one thing, the decision conflict, I think I have seen this Mamaearth founder talking about this, and this question is coming to my mind because of that. Right. When you are working on same venture or same thing, right, and a decision you both have to take, right, how you and your partner think when he gives input, how you manage it, or how it beautifully it comes.
I mean, we both have never argued on
Work?
yes, never.
Wow.
You know why? Because I am completely technical. He does not know technical. He is completely a back-end support where
So you respect.
financial. So no, we complement. So what he is strong in, I'm not, and I accept it. I humbly accept it. I don't try to go and barge into his domain, and he does not barge into my domain. You
Drama
respect
होता ही
the
नहीं।
boundaries. Yes, you know where you stand. वही बोले ना, लाइफ में ना सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन. इवन विथ किड्स, बच्चों से लेके बूढ़े तक ना, सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन कि मैं क्या हूँ, मेरा क्या स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट है, मुझे क्या अच्छा लगता है, वो रियलाइज करते करते जिंदगी निकल जाती है. एंड यू जस्ट कीप जजिंग अदर पीपल. नो, जज योर सेल्फ फर्स्ट वेर यू स्टैंड. सो आई डोंट गेट इन टू हिज डोमेन बिकॉज आई नो ही स्ट्रॉन्गर देन मी इन दैट. एंड ही क्लियरली रिस्पेक्ट्स कि जिसमें मैं स्ट्रॉन्ग हूँ बिजनेस पर्सपेक्टिव में. मतलब बहुत लोग उसको मोटिवेट करने की कोशिश करते हैं कि सर मैम ऐसा बोल रही हैं, हमको नहीं लगता ऐसा होना चाहिए. जैन सेट अवे सेज नो, वो मैम का डिपार्टमेंट है, मैं नहीं उसमें घुसूंगा. दैट बाउंड्री का रिस्पेक्ट, वो नॉट ओनली इन योर कंपनी, इन योर पर्सनल लाइफ ऑल्सो. बाउंड्रीज को प्लीज डोंट ओवरथ्रो. एंड बहुत ये मैं बहुत बोलूँगी, मतलब लोग समझते नहीं है कि योर पार्टनर इज योर पार्टनर फॉर लाइफ. एवरीथिंग एल्स कम्स आफ्टर दैट. अगर वो चीज़ अंदर घुसा लेना, हम लोग भी क्या करते हैं ना, हम अपने पार्टनर को ही अपना ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ वो बना देते हैं कि नहीं मेरा कुछ भी है उसी के ऊपर निकालना है. नहीं, दैट पर्सन इज योर सपोर्ट फॉर एंड ऑफ योर लाइफ. तो तुम उस इंसान को इतने अच्छे से तुमको रखना चाहिए जैसे तुम खुद को रखते हो. अगर वो हो गया ना, मतलब बाकी सब एवरीथिंग एल्स कम्स आफ्टर दैट. ओके, व्हेन योर प्रायोरिटीज आर सेट इन लाइफ कि तुम्हारा प्रायोरिटी कौन है, मैं बाकी सब छोड़ दूंगी, बट हाउ कैन आई नॉट बी विद दैट वन पर्सन एंड बी फॉर हिम व्हेन ही नीड्स मी. वो रियलाइजेशन आते आते थोड़ा टाइम लगता है. मैं भी जब यंग थी वो रियलाइजेशन नहीं था, बट देन वी वेंट थ्रू लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स इन लाइफ टुगेदर. वो हाँ, तो वो मुझे रियलाइजेशन हुआ, लेटली रियलाइजेशन हुआ कि वो एक इंसान सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट. ओके, से फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपके पास एक 100 करोड़ का डायमंड है, आप कुछ भी करोगे उसको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, कुछ भी करोगे उसको ठीक से रखने के लिए. यू जस्ट व्हेनेवर आपको अपना स्पाउस दिखे ना, और ऊपर एक डायमंड घूमते हुए दिखना चाहिए.
और विजन बोल
ऑटोमेटिकली ना तुम उसको गाली दोगे, ना तुम उसके साथ झगड़ा करोगे, ना तुम that human being is your biggest investment, not your property, not your अपना गहना, अपना कपड़ा, अपना जूता, अपना ये नहीं है. तुम्हारा biggest investment is your spouse.
So beautiful,
right? I mean, if you just get that in your brain, तो वो बंदा भी ऑटोमेटिक करेगा, ये तो मुझे भगवान के जैसे मानती है तो मैं इसको भी भगवान के जैसे ही मानूंगी. तो उसी में सब खत्म हो जाएगा. तो वो चीज़ अगर अभी आ गया ना अपने मतलब generations में, तो I think happiness is given.
It is automatically is going to come. And talking about marriage, life, business, everything, obviously you are doing your part. I want to ask you, what do you want to share with all the women out there who are doing their business or job or anything and struggling to manage the family part of it, and also because it happens. Correct. And then obviously either ये life बिगड़ जाता है, नहीं तो वो वाली professional, नहीं तो personal. आप क्या बोलना चाहोगे उन लोगों को?
See, जो जितना नॉलेजेबल होता है ना, बोला जाता है ना कि जिस डाली में ज़्यादा फल है वो हमेशा झुका हुआ रहता है, और जिस डाली में फल नहीं ऊपर
Getting goosebumps.
वो ऊपर उड़ता है. तो आई थिंक व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट दैट, आई विल टॉक अबाउट ईगो. अ ह्यूमन बीइंग बोलते हैं ना, मेरा सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट, मेरा ईगो, मेरा जगह, वो चीज़ को आपको पहले त्याग करना पड़ेगा. जब हम बात करते हैं ना कि बैलेंस कैसे करें, स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, हम कर नहीं पा रहे हैं, द मोमेंट तुम ईगो को त्याग कर दोगे, तुमको समझ में आएगा कि तुम्हारा वीकनेस कहाँ है, वेयर यू आर वीक. व्हेन people talk, they think कि they know everything. No, it is not like that. तो पहले अपने अंदर झाँको एंड अपने आप को पहचानो कि तुम्हारा वीक पॉइंट्स कहाँ है, तुम्हारा स्ट्रेंथ कहाँ है, एंड उसी चीज़ को आप नर्चर करो. एंड वही सारे वुमेन को बोलूँगी कि प्लीज़ लेडीज़ रियलाइज़ कि हम लोग जैसे बड़े हुए हैं, हम लोग सब कुछ नहीं कर सकते, हमारा भी अपना कुछ लिमिटेशंस है. तो उस लिमिटेशंस के साथ हमको भी कहीं पे भी कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज फॉर द ग्रेटर गुड ऑफ द फैमिली, फॉर ग्रेटर गुड ऑफ द कंपनी वेर यू आर वर्किंग फॉर वर्क. तो वो ईगो आजकल बहुत बढ़ते जा रहा है, जो पहले उतना नहीं था. तो मैं वही बोलूँगी कि अपने अंदर झागो. द मोमेंट द ईगो इज केप्ट असाइड ना, व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द बैलेंस कि ये भी करना पड़ रहा है, वो भी करना पड़ रहा है, वो भी करना पड़ रहा है, हाँ तो करो. सी द ऑल्टरनेटिव. अगर नहीं करना पड़ता, घर पे 4 दीवारी के अंदर तुम बैठे रहते, इज दैट ओके? नो, राइट? सो वेयर इज द सेट ऑफ? तो तुमको अगर करना है तो तुमको वो भी सहना है. सह के धीरे धीरे ठीक होगा, बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ इट वी वर्क विद इन आवर मीन्स, राइट? हमारे कंट्री में, हमारे इसमें जो अवेलेबल है, हम उसी के साथ काम करेंगे. तो एक्सेप्टेंस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जो हम लोग आजकल वी आर ऑलवेज इन अ आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव मोड.
I was just thinking to ask about equality thing. If you are seeing social media and other things, when a topic comes up, you represent, as we are talking about women and empowerment and all, I also believe if I can contribute to that part, I will do it because I have seen the struggles. Why I'm asking this, just to add to that, when any topic comes on, be it that, something wrong happening with women or with men, people always in that mode of argument. लड़के कितने अच्छे हैं,
जस्टिफाई, हाँ, जस्टिफाई करना, आर्ग्यूमेंट करना, मतलब ये खराब है, ये, अरे हु गेव यू द राइट, हु आर यू, राइट? एक हस्बैंड वाइफ के बीच में ना, देयर इज एब्सोल्युटली नोबडीज बिजनेस टू गेट इन, नॉट इवन पेरेंट्स. ट्रस्ट मी, नॉट इवन पेरेंट्स, राइट? सो यू बोथ आर द डिसीजन मेकर्स एंड डोंट जज. वो जो जजमेंट वाला क्वालिटी है ना, बहुत गंदा चीज़ है. होता है इनहेरेंटली, हम अंदर जज करते हैं, दैट इज हु वी आर, बट नीड नॉट टेक इट आउट इन फ्रंट ऑफ पब्लिक, इन फ्रंट ऑफ पीपल. आज भी जब भी कुछ निकलता है सोशल मीडिया पे, ऐसा हुआ, आई ऑलवेज थिंक ये हुआ, बट उसके साइड का स्टोरी भी तो सुनो. एक साइड का स्टोरी क्यों सुन रहे हो? वो जजमेंट बहुत जल्दी हो जाता है. आई नेवर डू दैट. यू हैव टू लिसन टू बोथ साइड्स एंड देन अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या है. तो वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. वो मैच्योरिटी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इंसान में, कि बोलते ये मेरे साथ ऐसा करता है, वो उसने मुझे साथ ऐसा किया. अरे listen to the other side also.
I very truly and powerfully believe that be it any celebrities or anything, we see a news and we just so quickly कि हमें पता ही नहीं है what is happening exactly. And I always say these things to my friends, or whatever where I can contribute my thing, I say कि why we are judging, because obviously when you are, if I want you to be my friend, obviously I'll think कि आपकी पर्सनैलिटी और मेरी कितनी मैच करती है. वहाँ पे देयर इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ जजमेंट, और आई कैन से पर्सपेक्टिव कम्स इन, बट हियर इट्स वेरी डिफरेंट. सो वेरी ब्यूटिफुली पॉइंटेड आउट. बट एट द सेम टाइम आई वांट टू आस्क यू, इन वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट टॉपिक वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इक्वालिटी. राइट नाउ इट्स अ वेरी big topic, or people are just hyped it a lot. But when it comes to equality, what do you mean by that as a woman?
It's a very spiritual question more than a practical question. Trust me, because why I'm saying, because we are creations of God. I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in God big time. And through my experience, I'm telling you, man needs woman, woman needs man. Okay, there is, even this topic coming up is a very sad thing that we are even discussing this in today's world, right? So if you go to countries like Finland and Sweden, okay, so they don't even, this sentence is not even there, because the man and woman are actually equal there. Okay, so we have to get there. Okay, so and we have to evolve there. So this is a part of our journey, that there should not be even a question ki man and woman, because we both are the only entities in this entire world, and it always has to be together. When we start, everybody starts talking on those lines now. At my home also, I mean, there is absolutely no barrier. I have a son, I have a daughter, but absolutely no barrier between, how I'm raising both of them. They're being raised equal. So my daughter is very confident, very outspoken, very out there, but still I have to tell her, you are in this society, you are not there yet. So you have to use your brain when you speak. I tell that. So that will take a little time, but the entire topic discussion, it will end the day every individual is educated, is matured, is properly raised in their family. I think, bolte na sanskar, it all boils down to that. How you raise your child. So, I think all parents should go through workshops now. वो नहीं हो रहा है, कहीं भी नहीं हो रहा है. हम लोग ये टॉपिक डिस्कस करते जा रहे हैं, बट नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को, अभी ये जनरेशन ऑलरेडी वो माइंड में घुस चुका है कि ये ऐसा है वैसा है, नहीं. अगर नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को ठीक से बड़ा करना है तो पेरेंट्स शुड अटेंड वर्कशॉप, कंपल्सरी वर्कशॉप्स, कि ऐसा अपने मतलब बच्चों को बड़ा करो कि वो लोग इक्वली बड़े हो. देन ओनली दैट state
And
of
very
equality will
beautifully you
come.
have said it. One thing, acceptance. I totally believe what you are good at. Don't think कि उसमें क्या अच्छा है and मैं क्यों नहीं हूँ. Yeah. And also another one thing that you pointed out, and also I want to add with that, spirituality. You said also when it comes to science and spirituality, both of the side, if you see, every man have some feminine energy inside the person. Every woman have some masculine energy. And we talk a lot when we sit, and I'm very blessed with these friends comes from the spiritual space and all. Right. Because I'm into coaching business, and every friend of mine taps into different area. Correct. Be it spirituality, be it fashion, be it I am into marketing and branding, so depends. We talk about it, and that's why I wanted to point out with your point, addition to that, we all have this energy inside us. So that's why we need to complement each other, and beautifully we make it so beautifully said.
Spirituality is a must in anybody's life if they want to be happy in life.
Yeah.
When we say happiness, right? Yeah. You have to be spiritual. A person who is not spiritual, very difficult to be happy, because you have to believe in a greater good. I'm not talking about a particular religion or a particular deity or something.
Actually, spirituality is not good. That.
Yeah.
Any religion or all. We made it something like, but it's not actually.
So, you have to believe in a greater good, and you have to believe that you are here to do some good before you leave, because it's not permanent.
We are ending towards the podcast ending. There are two questions I want to ask you. One is your vision of Indulge in 5 years, or as an entrepreneur in 5 years. Right. If you want to share with all of us.
Yeah, so right now we are in a very good stage where we have started rapid expansions. So another 5 years, I see at least another 100 Indulge outlets opening and empowering 100 women to stand on their legs. So that is my vision for Indulge, and I want to really educate the masses on like simplifying your beauty regimen, because even my daughter, I'm seeing that being influenced by the social media. She's just 13. And she wants to do a lot of makeup. She wants to use a lot of products. She's telling, I want to use, anti-aging products. I said, are you mad? So
only 13.
Imagine, she's 13, because, that's what is there in social media. So I've reduced.
People are talking about a lot of things. Just sorry to interrupt. Just adding so that you can explain. People are talking about a lot of things. Some will say add nimbu lagao. Some will say mat lagao. So yeah.
And it's not that she is always on social media. Her friends are also there to influence, right? So please, बोलते हैं ना, अपनी अकल लगाओ, बातों में ना जाओ, अपनी अकल लगाओ. So I want the entire community, the entire fraternity to understand that money is secondary. First is your health, first is your skin, first is your hair. I want the general awareness to come into picture, and Indulge should be the symbol for that. That yes, we are actually a well-wisher of you. And we will do the right thing, and we will never ever damage, this thing. But yes, sometimes it's, human error is there, right? Because there are so many people working. Sometimes if, your straightening cream is kept for a little longer time, your hair may burn, but that hair will grow back. Okay, but there are certain things which you do where there's no coming back from, which I have experienced in myself. So, please educate the masses, the parents, the kids, everybody, that don't go overboard with anything.
Yeah. Over of anything is bad. We talked about marriage, we talked about relationship, we talked about life, job. Over of anything is bad. Just when I come to end to my podcast, I ask one question to all of my speakers, but for you this is two. Okay. One is message for all the entrepreneurs out there, and message for everyone out there. First, let's go with entrepreneurship. As a business owner with this much experience, what is your one message for all the entrepreneurs out there?
So entrepreneurs, please understand, the one thing that will take you ahead is focus. So I have come across a lot of entrepreneurs who want to do this today, that tomorrow. They want to do 2-3 things together. They fail, they give up. So focus is that one word, that one, advice that I'll give, focus. So when you are focused, nothing else is there, right? You only see that one goal, one ambition, one thing. Day and night, that is the one thing. So that focus has to be there, and you need to realize if it's really your calling, right? If you really enjoy today, still today, I don't do bridal makeups, but there are certain people who say, nahi ma'am, aap se hi karana hai. And I say, yes, I'll do it because I still love doing it, right? It's my passion and that passion will not go. तो please अपने अंदर झांकिए, अपने आप को समझिए कि ये चीज़ आप नेक्स्ट 20 साल 30 साल कर पाएंगे कि नहीं कर पाएंगे, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है.
प्रॉब्लम आएगा तो टिक पाएंगे या नहीं.
हाँ, बीच में ऐसा भी होगा कि तुम्हारा कुछ पैशन चेंज हो जाए, वो भी होता है. बिकॉज नाउ इवन आई एम वर्किंग ऑन वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट, मुझे वो बहुत अच्छा लगता है. तो दैट इज ऑल्सो देयर, बट यू पुट योर थिंग्स इन प्लेस दैट द इंजन कीप्स रनिंग. सो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के लिए फोकस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड इन जनरल अगर सबको कुछ
एनी एडवाइस टू लाइक any I always say कि one lesson if you get an opportunity to share with the whole world, what will be that one lesson?
That one work is you need to work in life. Please work. You know, most of the problems get solved if everybody is busy doing something productive and creating something in life. तो वो बहुत आपको हर चीज़ में हेल्प करेगा. आपका पर्सनल लाइफ में, अपना मेंटल बैलेंस में, अपना पीस में, हैप्पीनेस में आप काम करो जो आपको अच्छा लगता है, वो बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है. और जो लोग अभी कुछ काम नहीं कर रहे हैं उनको बोलूँगी कि थिंक कि आप किस में अच्छे हो. छोटा चीज़, अगर आप चाय बनाने में भी अच्छे हो ना, इफ़ यू डू, अभी चाय वाला डॉली चाय वाला कहाँ पहुँच गया वो, इमेजिन.
इतने लोग बड़ा पाव चाय बिल्ड एमबीए चाय वाला स्टार्ट कहीं से हुआ था. एंड
तो छोटा चीज़, इफ़ एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, लोगों को लगता है वो बिजनेस पीपल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स. नो, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का डेफिनेशन क्या है? A person who solves problem and creates a business.
Google entrepreneurs, you will find it. Yeah,
you have to solve a problem. You cannot be a copycat. जब मैंने Indulge खोला, then lot of people now are getting into this business. कि नहीं, अगर Indulge ये है, वो that is not right. You should have the passion to get into a beauty industry. You should do something different than what the industry is doing right now. So I will take this opportunity to even announce that very soon we are going completely sulfate free with our salons. जो आज तक इंडिया में किसी ने नहीं किया है. All my shampoos, and because सल्फेट के साथ बाल झड़ता है, that has become a big problem. जो हमारी ग्रैंड मदर्स का बाल इतना था और हम आज आधे टकले हैं. सबके सब है,
पानी में हो रहा है, पता नहीं कहाँ से है.
These shampoos, these chemicals, so we are going completely sulfate free. It will be rolled out in next 1 to 3 months. So that is what I want. Do something different. Then only you will make your identity. Even with digital marketing these days, there I get 10 calls a day. Ma'am, we are into digital marketing. Arey, how are you different? How are you ahead of the game? How are you different from your competitors? And not only that, what problem are you solving? तो वो बहुत important है. तो वो भी एक चीज़ है that you should have a takeaway.
A really amazing point, and the podcast is so powerful. Thank you so much, Sukirti ma'am, once again.
Hope I think time कैसे पता चला? Oh my God, it's 1.5 hours. पता भी नहीं चला, it's 1.5 hours. Wow.
Good to know that.
You are really great. You kept everything together and ask the right questions. So
no, I always try कि कुछ तो preparation होना चाहिए. Me being into this space, but other than that, I always believe you come with your flow.
Yes.
So when you prepare, but you don't know what the speaker is going to talk about, just point out, and I'm just happy that you didn't feel how much time we talked and all. But once again, thank you so much for being here. It is for me, it's a pleasure talking to you and listening. Lord, of this podcast, I think every segment can be turned out to a reel, and
yeah, you can actually cut and post.
People are going to love. Once again, thank you.
Thank you.